Hello, friends, family, and strangers. This is Rob with the Trade Box, bringing you part two of how to mine a video. So, in the first part, we went over the resources and figured out which applications you can use and leverage in order to figure out what your hardware device or computer would be able to mine the best for your ROI, so return on investment, and take profits. So we went over the nice hash application, which scrapes your information off of your PC most likely, and then determines the CPU specs as well as the GPU specs. So just to clarify, the laptop I'm using here for this demonstration uh, only has a embedded Intel chip, so it doesn't have a dedicated graphics card. So it does have a CPU, obviously, and that's why in the application it only showed um, the specs for the CPU. But of course, if you have a good rig, you'd be able to then scan your PC, and then the nice hash application would determine what is best suited, whether GPU, CPU, and or both, depending on how hardcore your system is. Okay, so we're going to continue on. We talked about coins that can be mined based off of the information you would use to plug into the howtomine.com. And once you gather that information, you can go about. But just to quickly go over CoinMarketCap, here's the website. What's cool about this feature is, it's going to show you all the cryptocurrency. But if you do want to just do research on coins and then verify that, hey, are they actually mineable? So you can obviously click on Dash and then figure out, okay, is Dash a coin? Yes, of course it is, and it is mineable. So you would go to their website, much like I showed you in the first video. They're going to have some information on mining. You're going to then, do your research and figure out about that specific coin. So the coin I'm going to go over is GoByte. So we're actually done with Monero, and then same thing with Litecoin. Litecoin is a pretty popular coin. You can definitely get some information out of that as well. Okay, so here's just a quick example. So Monero, they have a special script you can run, and it's the XMRig. So you can definitely go and check out that information from their website, just to show you that most of these are going to be open source projects and it's totally free. Okay, so going to GoByte, as I mentioned, it's a cool coin. It's forked off of the Dash actually, and it has the features of Dash since it's a fork, and it's going to be a privacy coin. It's very fast, and it's dedicated, to more for open platform payment systems. So they're still developing it, and they have a lot of cool features still to roll out. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do in this step is download the preferred wallet. So most coins, if they're a good project, they're going to have a solution for you to download a wallet. Okay, so you're going to select the OS you have, and for those of you on the phone, you can check that out as well. Once you install the wallet, you're going to have to sync to the blockchain network, and that could take a while. So just let it run in the background, and once it's done, you'll be able to then do the various actions on the wallet. But one thing you can do right away is go to File and go to Receiving Addresses, and this is your first address. Okay, so that's just a quick tip right there. So moving on, we're going to see that CC Miner is a very popular script it's an open source, and it uses the GPU, leverages the GPU power in order to do the mining. So this script runs in the background as a batch file, and it gets all the data that you input, and I'll show you in a second. And from there, it does the mining. So that's step number 2. You're going to do research on CC miner. Make sure, depending if you have an NVIDIA graphics card or AMD, there's going to be various differences. So make sure you download the right one. So step number 3, what you're going to need to do is learn and familiarize yourself with pools. As I mentioned, pools are a bunch of miners in a group. You're going to do the cryptography in a group, and once they're satisfied, they hit a certain goal, they're distributed in the funds. So it's a pretty cool way of making money even faster with certain people. And the only thing is, most of these pools will have their own fees, so they're very minimal though. So I'll show you in a bit. So once you install the CC miner, going back, you're going to download the latest version and install it on your PC. This is actually the wallet, but I'll show you the CC miner right here. Here's the executable, and here are some pre-made commands already for these. So you can see that they have one for Aeon, and then I'm just going to open this one up, and you can see that there's a template script here. So it executes the executable, and then here are some parameters you would input from the actual pool. You would actually enter the data that they're requesting, and most of the time it's just going to be your address, the port number, and a few other options. So let's hop back over to this pool. So BSOD is one that I use for the GoByte, and on the pool here you can see the coins and the symbols and the port number. So this is very important, because if we look and search for GoByte, here we go, we see it right down yonder. So we'll get some information about it. Okay, so we can see that it's on port 1932. Okay, so what I did was I already set up, let me just show you what I did, and this is cool. So what I did is make a copy of one of these, and then I renamed the copy to run GoByte. So this is my version here, and these are the server's instructions. So depending on your location, you would grab this script template and then just copy it on over. So, and that's what I did. So you just need to copy this, boom, and then you can see it's asking for a port number. So this is where I would put the port number for that coin, 1932, 1932, and then it's asking for a wallet address. So what I would do is go back here, as I showed you, once you've installed, and you would copy address and paste that in. Now we see we have optional parameters which we can mess with, and we can see, hey, optional, you can use the -u wallet address rig name to see names of your rigs. Okay, so this is a cool way to filter. I believe I do this with my rig. So you would put your address dot, and then you can call it Joe's Cool PC, just to filter out from all the other miners. So pretty cool way. And then you would use your address should be a valid currency you mine. So make sure, obviously, you're putting the address of the correct coin. And then do not use BTC address here. Okay, so an optional password. So if you need this encrypted for your mining rig, you can do so. So otherwise, you would just remove this parameter, and then finally you just save it. And once saved, the last thing you need to do is just double click it, and it will run. Or what you can do the other way, you can go to bring up your command prompt, and then you would navigate to that location, cdc cryptos, and you can put this in any directory you want. Okay, and then we can see that, hey, we have our batch file here, and all you would have to say is run go byte, right? The CMD, and then you can just execute it from here. Now, this is probably not going to work because I don't have it fully set up, obviously. So yeah, so if I were to run that, it would probably fail. I see does not support the CUDA because I don't have an NVIDIA. So if all goes well, then you should be good to go. One other thing you can do is just keep doing some research. There's plenty of research, so you can just easily say how to mine go byte for those of you who are interested, and you can see a whole plethora of information. So, and the one thing I want to avoid is NiceHash is pretty cool for that feature, but it also is a cloud computing software that allows you to mine on the cloud, but I don't trust that quite yet because it's not as transparent. So if you don't have a hardcore machine, you can also take a look at it and do some research, but that to me is just a little scary, and there are some information here if you want to go that route as well. So anyways, I hope that was informative. If you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, please leave them in the comments, and just also let us know what you're mining. That would be definitely awesome, and we can share some war stories or pros and cons, and hopefully you make that money because now's the time to do so. All right, thank you, and good luck.